Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to Better Together Dorset, and welcome to the final week of these free sessions. It's been a total honour to be a part of this incredible team of people, and so I'm quite sad for it to be ending, but please note that they are raising money for Dorset Mind, which is an incredible charity. It is Mental Health Week. And obviously all the practitioners were local to Dorset, so it couldn't be a more fitting charity. So please feel into your most generous self and see what you can give towards that cause. It is Wednesday morning and we are going to do a meditation practice. So all that planning and thinking and strategizing goes to one side, and now we journey into our bodies. So let's close our eyes and take 3 breaths to fully arrive. So breathing in through the nose, breathing out through your mouth, breathing in through your nose, deep, deep exhale out through your mouth. Breathing in through the nose, and out through your mouth. Closing your mouth, taking the breath so it's in and out through the nose. Dropping the chin down towards the chest and allowing yourself to sit up nice and tall. So the most important physical ingredient to any meditation practice is that your spine is straight. The reason for this is really the cerebrospinal fluid and the way that moves. It's such a core ingredient to all the systems of the body. And the spinal column that runs inside the vertebrae, which is an extension of the brain, and the entire autonomic nervous system that comes through the spine and spreads out through the whole of your body. And when we do a meditation practice, these are the ingredients that we're very much working with. So we want to support them as best we can. Let's take some little head circles to check our necks are feeling okay. We want to feel spacious at all time. We're not cramping or pinching or making things feel small. We're making space wherever we go. So let's take right ear down to right shoulder. And then gently drop chin down to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And coming up and over. Coming up high rather than dropping your head back. And take another circle. Switching direction, left ear to left shoulder, chin down to chest, right ear to right shoulder, and coming back up one more time. So during the practice, you get to choose exactly how you position yourself, how you breathe, how you move. This is your practice, I'm just a guide. You can overrule anything that I suggest. Coming up to center, take shoulders up towards your ears, rolling them back and down as you exhale. Inhaling as the shoulders come up and back and down as you exhale. Noticing all the glorious orchestration of clunks and clicks that may or may not be happening. And taking your fingertips to your shoulders, take some circles with the elbows. And we want to make sure that the diaphragm is fully involved with the breath. So take your arms up overhead, fold your elbows, holding onto either elbow, creating a framework around your head with your arms and pulling the elbows apart, drawing the hands towards one another. So there's a circuit of energy happening in the arms. Let the shoulders come away from the ears. You can quite often accidentally come up around the ears, so try and make some space there. And as you inhale, the good news with doing breath work is that a six-pack is absolutely not what you want. It's the opposite of what you want. You want a Buddha belly. It's been many years cultivating my Buddha belly. As you inhale, you want your Buddha belly to expand. And as you exhale, you're going to draw your tummy back against your spine. Inhaling and expanding. Exhaling, drawing back in towards the spine. Opening the arms up wide to the side, taking a little wriggle, bringing your hands down to your knees, finding the most easy, comfortable, supported position you can be in. And noticing for yourself how your inhale feels and how your exhale feels. If one of those was more comfortable than the other, which one would it be? The inhale or the exhale? And then finding the space between the breaths, that suspended moment at the end of the inhale where the lungs are full, and just resting there for a moment. And then exhaling and feeling into that space at the end of the exhale where there's nothing left to breathe out. The lungs are empty and just resting there for a moment. You're noticing again for yourself, where's the ease, where's the comfort? Where is there a bit more of a challenge? Does it all feel exactly the same? Your breath is like your own fingerprint. It's unique to you and it's constantly shifting and changing. This river of oxygen and carbon dioxide that's moving through every cell. And then we might start to bring the pelvis in. So every time we're at that space, at the end of the inhale, where the lungs are full, or at the end of the exhale, where the lungs are empty, we're just going to gently engage the pelvic floor muscles. Which means like an almost a gentle hold when you're in that suspended space. So taking a nice long inhale. Finding the hold with the lungs full and just engaging, lifting the pelvic floor. And then exhaling. And at the end of the exhale, again, just engaging the pelvic floor. So we're now in a 4-stage breath. It's very harmonizing internally. And we're beginning to get the pelvis to be a part of the breath practice. Maybe you can edge your ribcage a little higher, move your sternum a little higher as you sit or lie a little taller. And this next time at the end of the inhale, when the inhale is full, the lungs are full, you engage the pelvic floor. But let's also just tilt the pelvis, taking the pubic bone forwards so the tailbone goes back. And then as you exhale, start to tilt the pelvis the opposite way so the tailbone goes down and the pubic bone drops in, or lifts up rather. So as you inhale, pubic bone tilts forward, tailbone lifts up. And as you exhale, tailbone drops down, the pubic bone scoops forwards and up. If you're sitting up, then having your hands on your knees is quite a helpful support to get that gentle rocking. And the movement is very subtle. These aren't big movements. They're very much threaded with the breath. And if you find the tilting motion goes the opposite way for you, then absolutely honour that. We're just tuning into how our body responds to the practice. Perhaps on the next inhale, as the tailbone moves back, perhaps the chin rises very slightly in response to that. So the whole of the front body opens up. And then as you exhale and the tailbone moves down, it's the back body that opens up. So the chin gently drops towards the chest. These movements happen in micro movements anyway, naturally. So we're just kind of adding a little bit of gumption to that natural movement. And there really is no way you can be doing any of this wrong, because we're inviting a natural response from our body to our breath. So however your body is naturally responding to your breath is exactly what we're interested in. So we're going to continue that movement as we breathe. And it can settle down to being tiny, tiny, tiny movements again. Or you can continue with this more deliberate, larger movement. Notice for yourself what you want to do, what feels good. And let's take our awareness down to the perineum. So we're starting at the root of the body. Starting with our grounding energy. To imagine as you inhale that you're taking your breath right the way down to the perineum. And that is the very, very deepest part of the pelvis. The muscle and the tissue of the space between the anus and the vagina. And you're able to contract that muscle, and this is Muladhara chakra that we're working with. I'm using the anatomy of a woman's body simply because there's primarily women doing this practice today. And taking your awareness up into the pelvis. It's almost like you're shining a torch of light around the pelvis. Noticing, if you can, the space of your ovaries. Any gentleman taking the practice, then it's the space of the testes and maybe the hips. Tuning your awareness into the sensation of the organs and the anatomy. Maybe you can feel a temperature difference. Maybe you can feel a vibration or a texture. Maybe for now it's just an imagined sense, and I don't know why I said the word just, because the imagined sense is absolutely equal to felt sense. And taking your awareness up through the spine, up through the digestive system, coming to the space of the kidneys. The kidneys are towards the back of your body, below your ribs. Two little organs. They both have the adrenal glands on top. And coming to the space of the pancreas, the spleen and the liver. So we're really in the home of digestion and detox and purifying, systems of purification in the body. The liver lies predominantly over to the right hand side, and it's a large organ. It's very solid, although we know it's not solid. It appears to be solid. So maybe you can take your awareness to the space of your liver. The breath continues to move through you. And maybe this rocking motion continues to happen, this pulse. Notice if there's any temperature or texture that you can sense or imagine. Notice if there's a story that flickers up, a narrative. Very often each organ is a mass of memories and storytelling and experience and feeling. So as we shine the light of our awareness on each organ, they get the opportunity to communicate and be heard. And we're coming up to the space of the heart. And the heart sits fairly central to your rib cage. It sits on top of your diaphragm, very slightly over to the left. It's about the size of your fist, if you make a fist with your hand. And see if you can feel into that space. Tuning into the organ of your heart. And snugly next to that is the thymus. And shining the light of your awareness, your attention, here into the heart of your torso. Notice how your breath is responding as you tune your awareness there. What can you feel? What can you sense? What can you imagine? Moving upwards to the throat, the thyroid. And the throat can be such a challenge, particularly in women, to connect to the space of the throat. So you can really visualize shining a torch around the space of your throat, feeling into that space. And the breath is continuing to roll through you. Perhaps the body continues to respond with this wave of opening. The front opening on the inhale, the back opening on the exhale. Moving your awareness up now to the space of the third eye, and we're in the limbic part of the brain. So we're working with the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and we're really in the most incredible pharmacy as you breathe. So the space of the third eye is directly between the eyebrows, about 1.5 inches back into the center of your brain. It's the place where we filter all the information that our body is receiving and creating to determine our response, to determine how safe we feel, and to determine what hormones, what chemicals are required for homeostasis, for balance within. So the limbic brain really does deserve a little bow of recognition for shaping you. You are who you are, your personality, your character, your scope of perception, your ability to perceive and potentialize. The limbic is such an incredible part of that. Your autonomic nervous system, all the things that are happening without you consciously knowing. The limbic is such a key part of that. In the chakra system, it's referred to as the home of clear seeing, clairvoyance, clear seeing. It's Ajna chakra. So bringing the light to the pineal, the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the amygdala, this galaxy of magnificence within you. And then taking your awareness up to the crown, coming up to the prefrontal cortex, the home of rational thinking and expansive perception, our ability to philosophize and contextualize and rise up out of our reptilian responses here in the crown, our ability to open up like the lotus flower to that which is greater than us and see our place in it all. The Egyptians spoke of the space 40 centimeters above the crown of your head as being the portal to the divine, the key to a deep and connected experience of life. Notice what you can feel, what you can sense. Maybe it's imagination, maybe it's true. Both of those are fine. And then opening up that expansive energy all the way around your body, so you're almost creating a beautiful egg around your entire body. And seeing your place. So we went very fine-tuned to the internal organs with that practice, and now we're going to feel into their place in the big picture. So you can almost imagine a light, an egg of light around you, and how you sit within that light, how those organs sit within that light. Expanding, expanding, expanding your horizon and your place within it. We're so much more than the physicality. 0.00001% matter, 99.9999999% energy. So this expansion is true. This expanded, open perception, so much more than the physicality, is true. And bringing one hand to your heart, the other hand on top, dropping chin to chest, and closing with a moment of thanks to whatever comes up for you that you're grateful for in this moment. Thank you to Better Together Dorset for all the magic they have weaved through the world these last 2 months. Each practitioner giving their time. It makes you feel very vulnerable going on screen, going live. You train to be a Pilates teacher or a nutritionist or a yoga teacher. You don't train to be a media specialist. So holding space to offer these free classes takes real courage. Thank you to everyone who's done that. And thank you to everyone who's shown up today and always. It is a total honor to be here. I'll continue these practices over on the Zoom call for the next 7 weeks, and also possibly on Facebook Live on my Wellbeing Ritual page. So thank you. Mwah. It's been a privilege. Enjoy this final week of Better Together Dorset, and I hope to see you all again soon.